Hello everybody, Hyper Mario Sunshine here, and welcome to my review of Splatoon 3. So, it's crazy that I'm doing Octo Expansion. Well, I already finished with it, but the videos are being uploaded. But, yeah, it's crazy that that's going on. The Octo Expansion series, a continuation of my Splatoon 2 Let's Play, when I'm reviewing Splatoon 3. So, yeah, pretty funny. But, as for that, we're here, and it's Splatoon 3 now, and the game has gotten pretty good. With how many people, like, this game has sold extremely well, and it's brought in a lot more people to Splatoon than ever before, surpassing 1 and 2 in sales. It's just crazy how this game has been doing. So, the gameplay, as the other two Splatoon games, runs amazingly. Like, I gotta say, the devs behind Splatoon 2 are spectacular. It's very easy to move around. They added a few new mechanics, one being this right here, holding down the B button, and you do a little jump here, and there's also a parry, so if you were to get shot, you could actually parry your moves. And also, like, the training area, it's been revamped. You can have this thing to see how much damage you can take. This robot that could actually follow your shots. So yeah, the training area definitely seems to be a lot more improved compared to the last two games. And just the scope of the game as well. The story mode definitely surpasses 2, and it's very similar to 2's Octo Expansion story mode. And just overall been pretty fun overall, and it has some unique features to it as well. One of these being the locker area. As you can see, people put in all their gear and stuff. And sometimes even some meme blockers appear. So far I'm not seeing any of them, but used to be a lot of them actually, but now oh, never mind, there's one. A bunch of Moya statues. But yeah, lockers are a new thing and really goes to customize. I haven't been really playing Splatoon 3 lately, especially with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and doing some Let's Play recordings. But hey, I think I'll get around to this eventually. But yeah, aside from locker customization, there's a lot of new weapons. We got the Splatanas, which are kind of like samurai swords. Let me see if I could equip them. Or the wipers. So the wipers are the Splatana. As you can see, just swing it around. So yeah, they have new weapon, and also there's also bow and arrow ones as well, which are pretty cool. They really decided to add quite a lot of new weaponry to the game. Now, aside from the gameplay and the multiplayer has been pretty amazing, but the servers could definitely be way better. I don't think they were expecting this many sales at all. Like, the servers sometimes just kick you out, which is a little bit disappointing. That the servers can't really handle all that. You just get kicked out. There's also a couple new things. There's also this gacha system over here, as I showed before. And the story mode is amazing. I definitely somehow even topped the Octo Expansion DLC for me, in terms of its story and lore, which is pretty dark, honestly, without going into deep spoilers. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be surprised by the final boss and actually know why that final boss is the final boss. It makes a lot of sense now. As for the modes, finally they fixed a lot of things that Splatoon 2 had a problem with, and that's that we have Salmon Run, and it's now fully available. That means no more waiting for it to be opened up. You could actually play it anytime you want. So that's pretty good. It's a very good quality of life change. And there's also a couple new modes. I'm kind of sad that they gotten rid of the rhythm game. That you could listen to any of the Splatoon music and play like a rhythm minigame with them, which I really liked in Splatoon 2, but they got rid of it and they replaced it with a card deck minigame, kind of like well, it's a trading card game basically, but Splatoon. It's pretty neat, but I honestly prefer the rhythm game. I guess that's just me preferring being you know me, I love trading cards, but I'm not really a guy who plays them or collecting them. But hey, that's pretty cool, but I would definitely prefer if they brought that back as DLC or something. I hope they do. At least I hope they do, because Splatoon 3, this is a good segue point. Splatoon 3 has an amazing soundtrack. Who wouldn't know? Yeah, Splatoon 3's soundtrack is outstanding. From its story game music to its actual in-game music whenever you're playing multiplayer. All of it's just amazing. And I just gotta say, the new Splatfest thing has been kind of broken. I think that's a little negative thing. Definitely excited for one team than the other, especially during the midway point. The midway point could kind of screw your side over if you're in the advantage state. And yeah, the game looks really good. The overworlds for the story mode is amazing. The overworld, the whole like open world lobby is really good. A lot of the stuff you could do around the city as well. Oh, yeah, they already got a communication error. Yeah, that's been popping up a lot recently. Oh, actually, I think there's something wrong with the servers, actually. I just remembered. I've been hearing about that on Twitter, so if you guys are seeing this is happening when the servers are being weird. I guess we could explore around for a bit. But yeah, the stores obviously have been revamped. Amiibo are still around, so you can use any of these Splatoon 1 to 3 amiibos, which are pretty cool. Yeah, here's the story where you can enter. I don't want to go in there at the moment since I've completed it. I do want to keep at least somewhat of a spoiler-free review. But yeah, definitely the final boss has been quite the interesting final boss. It's actually probably one of my favorite fights in general from this year. It was definitely one of my favorites. We might even do that for like a ranking for 2022 Game of the Year. Maybe I might have that as a ranking. Is that Hydreigon? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, a lot of quality of life changes, which I really like, and I really hope that the expansion pack for this DLC for Splatoon 3 is just as good, if not even better than. Oh my god, these texts are very, very. I don't even know how to say this. Just very Splatoon 3 players and stuff. But anyways, I don't know, that did not make any sense. But anyways, back to the review. The customization has gotten way, like, just a lot more. There's just a lot more customization that this game has over its predecessors, which is honestly pretty amazing. It has everything here that you could quickly get. There is Alterna is honestly a really good story mode. Has anarchy battles as well. I do eventually want to try out ranked eventually. The abilities you can find. This is kind of like if you guys ever played competitive Pokemon. You can now select what abilities you have instead of just chancing it. So they really improved on how to make your viable sets, like all your clothing, what sort of chunks you need, any abilities you need in general. So yeah, you guys could finally have that without taking a chance at rolling the dice. This is basically the equivalent to the introduction of the a certain egg breeding stuff with passing down natures, or even just the nature mints in general, like just changing your nature like that. This kind of reminds me of it. That it's just making a whole lot of quality of life improvements to make getting a competitive build much more easier than ever before. And honestly, I really like that. I really like when a game tries to make something a little bit easier for people to get into, because I know it gets very frustrating for RNG to take the wheel from you and just make it a whole lot more difficult for you to not get that perfect set that you want for your item your weapon that you're using. And overall, I just like the game's music, its characters. The deep cut has been a pretty good introduction, and the return of Callie and Mari in the main story, and also the former Agent 3, who's now Captain 3, has been really enjoyable, and I enjoyed the story. The story was really amazing. I'll definitely talk about it more when I get to my 2022 Game of the Year, or Hyper Mario Sunshine's 22 in a review for gaming. I don't know what I'll call that video, but yeah. Overall, I'll give Splatoon 3 a solid 9 out of 10. It's honestly the best in the series. Its gameplay is an absolute blast. The music is obviously top-notch. There's definitely some things like the servers being down and obviously communication errors happening a lot more than it did in Splatoon 2. The servers are definitely not ready for it quite yet. But that's my only gripe about it. Everything else has been very, very good. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching my review of Splatoon 3. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos in the future.